or 6. 2 days ago, we measured its A1C. It's 6.5. That's almost a 3-point drop. So they're talking about maybe taking him off insulin for being a diabetic for like 30 years, 40 years. And he's 82. Shouldn't it be getting worse? And so it's just amazing, Line. I don't want to say the C word like Tanya Bray is the cure word, but I got to tell you, dementia is going away. Diabetes is going away. And the only thing that's different is this not any muscadine. It's got to be Musk Natural. It's got to be the authentic, the pure product. So there's amazing results for people that are older. And for me personally, because my dad had prostate cancer and he already had the radiation, so that already now this actually I heard actually helps with 6 different types of cancers. But it was too late; he already had the radiation, so his PSA was down to where it should be. But he had that, and then my mom had the dementia. So I have a predisposition for prostate cancer. I have a predisposition for dementia because my parents had it. And so the idea is I'm taking maximum dosages because I want to get it in my system and then just taper off so that I'm protected. So don't think, one of the things Mike said in a post, he says, take time to take care of your health or you'll be forced to take time to take care of your illness.
That's right.
And I repeat that. I take care of my parents every day. And I tell you, man, when you get sick, it's no fun. Okay, so don't wait until you have problems of taking it. Do it now. Do it now. Why wait? And so we're talking about doing it now. Let's start talking about one person at a time, one new contact per day. And I think about when I was a kid, they had the Fred Flintstone vitamins. Remember the little Fred Flintstone vitamin? You take one a day. Just take your vitamin one a day. You take one vitamin a day, and you're going to have tremendous results. And even with the book we wrote, I know Lynette wrote a book too. We wrote this book in 4 years, and it was a long time. We did every Tuesday and every Saturday. Every Tuesday for 2 hours pop. And 4 years later, we had the book. So it's whether it's one a day or once a week, whatever, just be consistent. So we have this thing called Project AYGACHU.com. AYGACHU.com. And we talk about this is a very easy and fun. There's 5 easy and fun steps to growing a huge team. And people they want to have easy and fun, and you want to have a good team. So this is the steps you want to do that. So step number one, commit to making the necessary investment. And that's time. That could be your energy. The money is sure there. I mean, you just have a 10% success rate. You make $50,000 a year, and if you have a 20%, you're probably by definition, I think, quite considered wealthy or rich, according to that. So make sure that you take the first step. Just make a commitment. Make the commitment to yourself. Make the commitment to your health, and make a commitment to those people around you that you care, whether it's your family members or your friend. That's really important. Now, all it really takes is between 30 and 60 minutes every day. I mean, we spend a lot of time on playing video games for 4 hours a day, some people. And you can't take a small slice of that and take care of your health or take care of those around you. That's really important. So if you do 30 to 60 minutes a day, you do that 5 days a week and 52 weeks a year for a whole year, your results will be tremendous. And your commitment has to be to the actual activity. One of the things people talk about is, we're going to do this, and 2 weeks later, like the whole New Year's resolution thing, you stop. Don't do that. You want to make sure you use the AYGACHU.com system to where you make it easy and fun and get the results so you're healthy and wealthy and you can share that love. So that's step number one, is making that commitment. Step number 2, and this is easier than you think, is reach out to one unique person and explain the project. One unique person today could be anybody in your network. Just think about how many people you talk to in a day, right? You call your friend, you Facebook somebody, you see somebody you know, or at the store, especially now that COVID's opening up, you don't have all the restrictions like you used to, say, a year ago. So it's more important. So one unique person a day for 5 days a week. Let's do the math. Back to my old CPA days, 52 weeks a year for a year. That's 260 new prospects, 260. So back then, as accountants are conservative. We don't say, this is going to be the maximum. We always do like the minimum, because if you do better than the minimum, you have excess, you have abundance. It's easier to operate when you have an abundance than when you have shortages and restriction, right? So let's do the math that Charles was talking about earlier. If you do this AYGACHU system, it's fun and easy, 260 new prospects, let's take 10% of that. You got 26 people. That's in the worst case scenario, right? If you double, you have 50 people, and now all of a sudden, what happens? Ka-ching, 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 your bank account grows. You're healthy. People like you. You talk about getting what you want to be liked for it. How about when you tell somebody you can help them with their diabetes or with their dementia? You're going to be liked a lot. Because right now they're on medications, they have side effects, they're not feeling good, and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be liked a lot. You're going to be wealthy. So this is something that's almost a no-brainer to do. So that's step number 2. Reach out to one unique person every day. Now, in our Lewis approach, we have acronyms like HTE stands for Have Them Explained, and UPA means Understanding or Positive Acknowledgement Statement. And so there's kind of synergy with what we do with the Lewis approach with Must Natural is we have a step 2. It's called the FORM. It's FHORM script. And what you do is you reconnect with people using this. So you can say something like, I'm reaching out to my family and friends and members to make sure they're coping well with the pandemic or illnesses. And so like here, for example, on the screen here, your family, you can open up and say, how's everyone doing, right? So everybody, we do that. How you doing? How you doing today? So that's a great way to use this form script to start this process, to keep it fun and easy and get the results. And this is the big one right here. Health. Any lingering health issues. What I like to start about was to talk about me personally. Hey, my dad had diabetes. Let me share something with you. Did you know anybody has diabetes? A lot of people do. And the results he's getting. Hey, you have any dementia? My parents get older. How are you doing? And that's a great way to open up. And then you can now have a way to be able to connect the muscarine product to something they have to make it very relevant. So it's much easier. Well, let's talk about your occupation. How has the work affected you? How's your stress levels? And you're able to then connect to people to have that, you resonate with them with something that's important to them, to connect them with what you want to do here to help them. Or like recreation, say any travel plans in the work. So there's plenty of ways we talk about family, which is for the F, health, which is for H, O, occupation, R for recreation, and M for money. How was your income affected? And so the idea is, if you think about that, you have family, health, occupation, recreation, money. You're able then to use those as potential topics using your script. And keep in mind, if there's a lot of stuff to remember all stuff, just pick one that you're good at. So for me, I would be leaning on the H, the health one. Maybe I just do that alone. You don't have to do all these.
Right.
But this is the form you could use the script to be able to get the ball rolling so that you make that commitment, like we said in the first slide, and stay with it. So this doesn't turn into a New Year's resolution where most of them, after you do it on January 1st, and by the time before you get to Valentine's Day, it's stopped. You don't want that. All right, so that's step number 2. Now, this is another one that I heard Lynette use with me last week. And I actually would have some, like a lot of people have experience in multi-level marketing. It's the feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. So you say something like this. You say, well, I don't think this muscarine is really real, because I can get it cheaper on Amazon. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is this product here, it was very unique, and it actually had the right potency because it's at the DNA level where the resveratrol is into the seeds. And so I found that this is actually something that works tremendously well, and I highly recommend you start that. And so you're talking here, and here's some other things you talk about. You're not alone. People care. I care. Or there's a lot of people suffering in silence, There's things that we can help make that burden easier for you. Or maybe I thought we reach out to you in case, you were suffering in silence. I'm here for you. There's something I can help you with that'll improve the quality of your life and your health. And I'm here to listen to you any way I can. So the feel, felt, found, that's really easy to remember. It's something you can do. And it's a great way to kind of handle objection. Like, oh, it's too expensive, or I can get it somewhere else. Maybe I should wait. Feel, felt, found is something you do right away. And when you practice a lot, it's very effective. And again, that's part of this whole I got you system that we're talking about. That's step number 2. Step number 3. Share your story. Your story. So what you can do is revert the conversation back to any one of those items we talked about, concerns, and find commonality with your own story. Because that's huge when you resonate with somebody about what they have to what you have, so there's commonality. Now, this is another thing, back to my CPA days, that Lynette gave me the spreadsheet. It's called the health tracking sheet to get specifics, meaning, i.e., I was so stressed or anxious or depressed, or my blood pressure was through the roof, or I had brain meds that they gave me. Unfortunately, I found something better. And so it was a natural solution with no side effects, and you can share your story. And I think there's a slide coming here that talks about that, and there it is. And I used this too. There was a lady whose boyfriend had neuropathy. And so we talked, she actually bought, by the way, I wasn't trying to sell it. When I told her about that, he bought the bottle immediately. But I went through with her, and I asked her, I said, hey, let me go through your health, see if you have any of these issues. And she was interested. People want to know, like, hey, what do I have? You have something that can help you with one of these things, So this is really something that's really important. You can track this for you. When you tell people about it, they start the product, they can use this to track how well they're going. So let your friend know that you complete a form to assess your own personal health, and it was helpful in giving a great overview of the mental and physical health issues that you didn't think were a big deal. Because look at some of these here: your quality of sleep, or your hair, skin, and nails, or how often you get sick, or your vision problems. By the way, I got to tell you, one thing I noticed, I had LASIK done 20 years ago. When I started taking the right dosages of muscarine, my vision is like super clear. I mean, I can see everything. It's almost like I should go to the Air Force now because I can see like everything. And at my age, my ear vision is supposed to be getting worse, but it's actually getting better. So again, muscarine. So be sure as part of this I Got You system to use step number 3 and use this tracking sheet because it helps you kind of quantify and track the progress. You can see the measurable results. Step number 4, share Must Natural. And so what you want to do is offer the Must Natural solution. And this is something I didn't think about. Like, what if you give them a gift of a $20 sample pack? I mean, $20, right? People, gas, that's only, 3 gallons of gas, maybe? Or maybe 4, no, I'm not even 4 gallons of gas. Give them a sample pack for $20. Or refer them to muscadinelifestyle.com and have them take a look at our YouTube testimonials on the channel. Where they can hear from other people, not just me or Lynette or Charles or Mike or other people on the call, Tanya and Dominic. You can actually see other people as well. And ask them just to try the product. Just try it. And you'll see the results. And then arrange for, last thing, devils in details, how you're going to get it, arrange delivery to the product to them. So they can actually start taking it and getting results. And step number 5, putting it together. Step number 5 is track and follow-up call. And this is something that some of us are good at. And I'm good at it sometimes when I fall off the wagon. I can more consistent with this. Is schedule follow-up calls on the 5th day. Lynette and Charles and Mike, you figured this out. So follow the system on the 5th day. Track the health progress and sell more product or present the IQMK opportunity. That's really important. Some people, I know I was on a call a couple weeks ago where somebody says, well, should I start with the business side first? Or should I start with the health side first? I don't think there's a right answer or wrong answer to that. I think it depends on who you're talking to. And it really comes down to your mojo. What are you confident with that day? You might be more confident with the health side. Start that. You might be confident with the business side. But whatever it is, make the commitment. Do anything. Do something. The only losing move. The only way you can lose here is doing nothing. If you do something, you're going to win. So do something and be consistent with it. And then now here, arrange for your trainer or upline to be on the call. That's really super important because there's things they know like the back of their hand that you may not know. And then do that spreadsheet of prospect data so you can help to quantify that. And that really gives you a complete system so you can make this fun, make it easy. That's AYGACHU.com. And this will really help improve your health and your bank account. And it's really worthwhile. So I really think, highly recommend you do that.
Wow. That was an amazing presentation. I really appreciate that. I mean, Charles Lewis is he's used to talking to many people and or one person to train them on different protocols and progresses and things like that. And the way you present this, Project I Got You really came about because of the conversation you and I had that one day where you said, oh, I'm so sorry. I called 3 people, but I only got a hold of one. And if I can commit to one, that'll be my thing. And I thought to myself, that's genius. It's so simple, but it's effective, right? One person a day. And, that can get you a tremendous business. I can tell you right now that as sizable as my organization is right now, I have not talked to one person a day in the last year and a half. Right. So if I commit to that, it's getting to the point now where, now it's multiples and I'm really enjoying it. But thank you so much, Charles. You're an invaluable resource to our company.
And one thing I was going to mention real quick is that I'm going to be presenting to Lynette because this week we're going to be meeting with my cousin she's a big time person in Rosarito, Mexico. And she knows all the health people there. She knows all the expats down there. That could be massive. She speaks Spanish. She's bilingual. She's born in the United States, but she just became a Mexican citizen. She has dual citizenship. So that can be massive. One of the things I was going to offer, if Mike and Lynette and Charles approve this, is that we're offering possibly a Lewis Approach training where we're going to work with people one-on-one on how to use the Lewis Approach to sign people up. And we'll have how to use the technique so people will then get what you want to be like for it so that you can work with people and improve that. So it takes away the fear. It takes away the fear of rejection. So here I have tools and techniques to do that. If you already have your technique and use that, but for those of you who don't, and you want to be able to have a proven system that's worked for over 40 years, that might be on the table as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.